So what's the problem we're working through today?
So my problem that I'm working through today is
This is gonna be fun. We're gonna have some giggles. Go on.
is I am feeling like I want to start my business and like really go all in, but I'm also having these, I don't know, I would say subconscious sort of like I'm feeling resistant towards actually doing it. Like, and so if we want to get specific, it would be, say, starting my YouTube channel. I feel like I feel most expansive with marketing that way, but I still feel like resistant. I feel resistant to like growing my business. I feel resistant to starting my YouTube channel. And I have a variety of different reasons that I can like pick out that could potentially be holding me back. But yeah, so I need help.
Okay, well, that's what we're here to do. Okay, and the good thing is that you're going to help yourself. Okay,
Cool.
So how are you resisting expanding the YouTube channel?
So it would be fully even starting it. So I would be like I am resistant, or like what are the specific issues? Like why am I?
So
like
let me ask you this. Right now, as we're sitting here, how are you resisting starting the channel now?
Right now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Right now, as we sit here, how am I resisting starting it? I just feel tired.
You feel
like
tired. So if you weren't tired right now, you'd start the YouTube channel.
No, I have this idea in my head that once I get my things done at my dad's house, then I can actually start. But I have this like thing that I'm placing external, a circumstance of doing that, but it seems to be that I just keep picking a different circumstance each time that I get there, you know?
Okay. So you're thinking about, so right now, you're thinking about starting the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now,
it's a thought.
Yeah. So right now you're thinking about starting the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And then you think about your dad's house, doing some things.
I think about, so my dad died, so I am responsible for preparing the house to go on market. So next week we go and do that. So it feels like frantic. I feel like in my reality, I feel a bit chaotic. And so when I think about anything with my business, it feels like most of my energy is on that. So I just feel like maybe like cognitive dissonance with that. If that makes sense.
So I want to check. You could just not start your YouTube channel yet and just take care of something that's pretty important in your life right now, right?
Yeah.
That's passed, and that's a pretty important thing. I'm not saying either way, I'm just checking. You could just focus on that.
Yeah. I feel like then I judge myself because I'm not doing what I said I would want to do, or what I want. I don't know. I just feel resistance either way. So I feel like I'm just like, I judge myself that I'm not doing it. But when I think about doing it, I'm like, it just feels chaotic.
Okay, so you're stuck in
energy.
a hard place.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So well, let me ask you this. So if the stuff with your dad hadn't happened, and you didn't have to sort those things out, so would you be starting your YouTube channel then?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So basically, if there wasn't the stuff with your dad, you would be starting the YouTube channel now.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, before he died,
Yeah.
I had started like batching my YouTube. So I had like a few recorded. And then it was like that week I was going to, I don't know, I was going to like start, and then shit hit the fan.
Right? Yeah, shit really did hit the fan, didn't it? It's quite a major thing. So if I understand, it's really, well, let me check this. Is it so much about starting the YouTube channel knowing that you'd already started and begun.
Yeah.
And back then, was there any resistance to doing it?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let me check this. So if you know, let's say you get your dad's stuff sorted.
Yep.
Yeah. Would there still be resistance?
Yes, there would be resistance.
Ah, so is it less about your dad in that situation and more about just the resistance?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm not quite sure. It's like, am I just blaming an external situation for like all the resistance that I feel? Or is it like the actual like reality that I'm like having to do this?
So
I can't quite.
what's running through your mind right now when you think about doing the YouTube channel?
So I'm thinking, what I think is that really it takes about 10 minutes to record a video. Like, I'm only going to be at my dad's, like, I'm going to be at my dad's for a week. It's chaotic, it's energy intensive, but like, really, if I wanted to commit, it would take 10 minutes to record a video, right? Like, it's just, it seems like a bad excuse in my viewpoint. So that's kind of like where my head goes with that. Although I'm cognizant that I am quite hard on myself, so I don't know. I just feel, but it does seem like just a bad excuse.
What would happen if you weren't judging yourself?
If I wasn't judging myself.
So think about this. So unlike how you've been,
Yep.
how can you not judge yourself?
Yep.
When starting the channel?
Okay.
And sorting out things for your dad?
I would say just like doing it even though it's going to be shitty and like being okay with that, or like, you know, just having some like grace with myself. Like, it doesn't need to be anything good. It's just starting. It's just the fact of like starting and sort of like maybe gaining momentum, maybe doing things with repetition until it becomes part of my identity. But I think like prolonging the actual starting is honestly just like also contributing to stress. So I guess if I didn't judge myself, I don't know, I would just not care.
You wouldn't care, right? So really consider this. Unlike how you've been, I mean, really consider this one thoroughly, okay? Really like try and pick it. So unlike how you've been,
yep.
How can you not judge yourself?
Unlike how I've been, how can I not judge myself? Unlike how I've been? Really? Okay, yeah. How can I not judge myself?
That's right.
I would say it could go in two ways, like not judging myself for, you know, just like accepting and like not judging myself that I'm not at a specific outcome when like my dad just died, who I was like really entangled with.
Yeah. Can I just notice as well, and I don't know, but you said when my dad just died and you laughed.
Yeah, I know. I always laugh.
Yeah. So what's that about?
I don't know. It just feels like a story. Like, it just feels like so messed up that I'm just like find it funny, I guess. Not like funny. I think it's just I tend to just laugh. Like, I just think it's so, the whole thing is just so weird. Like, I don't know. Probably like just a trauma response, probably.
Well, so I just want to check. Does it feel light? Does it feel like it's something helping you, or does it feel like something else?
It feels light. It definitely feels light. Like, it feels like healthy.
Yeah.
It just feels like I'm just like I'm not like I'm not like identified with it really.
Great. I just wanted to check. I wanted to
check. Yeah.
So you know, you said about accepting.
Yeah.
You just have to deal with some things.
Yeah. I don't want to accept that. It's so annoying.
What was that?
It was just frustration, I think.
What were you seeing just then?
I just had like a feeling, like a more objective feeling, or a more objective like viewpoint on the situation that was like chill, like relax, like chill out for a second.
And so how can you not be judging when you're being more objective? Just chill.
Yeah. Just like, let go of the expectations that you're putting on yourself, kind of.
And you're putting them on yourself.
Yeah.
So how could you not be judging when you're putting acceptance on yourself?
How could I not be judging when I'm putting acceptance? How could I not be judging?
That's right.
How could I not be judging when I'm putting acceptance on myself?
Really consider that now. That's right. That's good.
I think just like allowing, like accepting kind of like what I actually feel like I kind of need.
Yeah, what was that a minute ago? You just had a little flutter in the voice. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
What's that?
I think just sometimes I tend to brush over situations.
No way. No way. So it's accepting what you actually need.
Yeah.
I mean, really consider that. Just accepting what you actually need. That's good. That's better. Very good. You can allow that. You're doing great. Accepting. I really want you to take this in now. I know there's been a lot of stuff protecting here. Intellectualizing. Accepting what you actually need. Good. You're doing great, Emily. It's always there if you need it. This is the part to get excited about. This is where you're really doing the stuff, right? This is it. You feel that? Something's happening. Is it not? Yeah. And we can still keep that lightness, right? Remember, we can laugh. So it's funny. I had a session and I just laughed my way through an hour of instead of crying, just laughing. But you can cry, you can yawn, or you can just laugh. And I have a feeling
it feels better.
What you actually need.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Because you could cry it or you could laugh it out. That's good, right?
Oh my God.
Like accepting what you actually need. Good. What's happening now with your body?
It feels like lighter. It feels like more like I'm in my body.
Yes.
Less in my like head.
Yes.
It feels like, oh yeah, like you do.
It feels lighter.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna say, yeah, it feels.
Sorry.
I interrupted you. You said, yeah, it feels lighter and I'm in my body. And you said, yeah, it feels.
Oh, it just kind of feels like more authentic.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because you went off into like intellectual land, coach intellectual land for a bit, didn't you? And you were like, what's this about? So now it's more authentic, right?
Yeah.
So how can you be authentically not judging yourself when you're just accepting what you need?
I guess just, can you say it again?
Yeah. How can you be authentically not judging yourself?
Yeah.
When you're accepting what you need. That's good.
I guess just like allowing. Like just I feel like that's kind of the word that came to me.
Yeah.
Like allow.
And you know what it's like when you're allowing, right? You're just allowing.
Just like surrendering, just letting whatever happen.
Good. just surrendering and just letting go, right? And you know, you're not feeling that right now, aren't you? You know, just allowing, just surrendering.
Yeah.
Like and what's it like in your body when you are now surrendering and allowing?
It feels like a little like blocked in my heart. But in just like allowing, it just feels a little bit more like clarity and a little bit more like groundedness.
Good.
But it's not like an intense, like intensified feeling in my heart, but it's subtle that I can just feel like something there.
Yeah. So when you consider there's something there, what's everything else that's grounded and allowing?
Yeah.
What that something's there?
What is everything that's, say it again?
Yeah, what's everything else that's not that something that is allowing perhaps that to change now? That's good. That's good. What's happening to the heart now?
It's moving.
It's moving, isn't it? I mean, is you allowing it to move?
Yeah. It feels like it was just like, I could just feel like energy sort of like circulating around it.
That's right. There's just energy just circulating around, right? And you know what it's like when just energy circulating around? That's it. Good. Are you just allowing it to move now?
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely feels more flowy.
It feels more flowy, right? It feels more flowy. That's it. Good. So, you know, as it's more flowy, what's happening to that something, you know, that little thing in the heart?
It feels like it's like going like that way.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It's gonna go in that way, right? And as it's going that way, do you think it's going to just keep? I mean, I wonder if you could notice that it's just going to keep going that way, and that's good. It's going to keep going and keep going further and further over there. That's it. And just notice it goes further and that's it, way over there. And you're here, and it's going further and further over there. That's it. Good. And just
putting it in the neighbor's house.
Yeah, you're putting it in the neighbor's house, right? Because it can just find its own place over there, right? So how are you feeling here as it's way over there in the neighbor's house? And you're allowing.
I feel more spacious.
More spacious. You're such a I love working with you. Such a good amount of resources. Honestly, your unconscious mind is great. So more spacious, right? Yeah, you're feeling more spacious and you're just allowing and you're surrendering, you know? And as you know what it's like when you're just feeling more spacious now. That's good. That's good. As you're feeling what you're feeling, you know, just think about starting that YouTube channel and your dad and stuff you need to do and notice what happens now. Just allowing, surrendering, spacious.
Yeah, it feels like my dad's house is like really small, like a figurine.
It's like a little figurine, right? And as it's a little figurine, you're kind of, you know, you're a full-size human. Woman, full-size woman. And there's this little figurine. What happens now? And you're just spacious and you're just allowing and you're surrendering. What's happening?
It feels really small. It feels like not like chaotic, like it, because it's like a figurine and it's like a plastic. It feels like it's stagnant, you know, it's just there. It's not like everywhere and chaotic. It's just solid. It's just there.
It's just solid, isn't it? And I mean, you just see it's just solid. Is there anything else that you want to add to it that will make it even better, or does that feel good for now? Just check. Because you get to add whatever you want. It's your inner world.
Yeah, I think I would add that it was all done and finished. And it was like, it's ready to go. It's on the market. It's good. It's all finished.
So, I mean, you know what it's like, you know, and you can even just notice what you'll see when it's just all ready to go and it's finished. You know what I mean? Yeah. So beautiful. It's beautiful, right? So I want you just to think about this. So just notice, you know, when you think about, you know, your dad's house and stuff you need to sort, right? Yeah. And what's important about you sorting it?
What's important about me sorting it? Like, well, if we want to get like subconscious, it's the guilt that feels like pulling me to control what's going on with the house. And it almost feels like I'm just wrapped up in unconsciousness. Like my mind is just out. It's just working through me. Like I feel like I'm not really in control. but I'm trying to control with everything going on.
Oh, so if you were able to actually sell the house, like do whatever you need to do with the house, right?
Yep.
And it's just done.
Yep.
Then what would that give you?
Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh.
Just that? Only that?
It would give me just
seem
the
like
biggest, yeah. It would just give me the biggest sense of relief that it was looking beautiful when it was going to be sold, that I didn't have to go back and do anything and get entangled with that energy anymore. It would just feel like closure.
It would feel like closure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd feel like closure. And no, just check. Closure or not?
It would feel like closure for sure. It would feel like 90% closure. When the house is sold, it would feel like 100% closure.
Okay. So when it's done, it'd be 90%, and then when it's sold, it's just closure, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And what's important about getting closure for you?
I think it will make it feel real. Like it still doesn't really feel like real almost. I think when that like chunk is gone, it's gonna feel like real.
What's happening now?
Sad.
That's it. Good. Doing really well, Emily. Good. That's right. Doing so well. Now here's the thing, and you really have a choice, Emily. You're doing so well. Honestly, no, I'm not shitting. You're doing so well.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing. You're being real right now.
I what?
You're being real right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, right. Now here's the thing. You can allow these emotions now if it feels right. I'm also talking to your unconscious mind. You can allow these emotions right now so it feels real. You can do it over periods of time just to lighten things up a little bit, you know? Because remember, you can laugh it out, you can cry it out, whatever feels right for you. Okay. You can also just park it for a minute while you need to get things done. So you really have unconscious mind, all the options you need in moments like this. That's good. Like this, you really can let it be real for a minute.
Right.
You know? Right. And then, you know, when you leave the session, it doesn't have to be so real to the extent that, you know, you can just get the stuff done.
Right. Yeah.
If that works for you. But
yeah.
really, it'd be about, you know, it being real. And what's important about it being real for you? What would that give you that's more?
Like if, sorry. So if the house sold and it felt like real.
Yeah. So you said, you know, it would just, you know, if I sorted the house out, then it would give closure. 90% once it's done, and then extra 10% when it's sold, and closure would make it real.
Right. Yeah.
And, yeah. So what's important about it being real for you?
I think like when I think that it's like real, I guess it's like,
that's right.
I want to actually like see it, like, you know, it just doesn't really feel real. It just kind of feels like a movie right now, almost like it's like, oh, but then once the house is sold, it's going to feel like I'm actually not going to see him again. Like, or like, you know, like I'll never get like to talk.
So what would be important about that, Emily? Understanding that, you know, because I know that's tough, but obviously there's something, you know, a lot of people wouldn't, that's like shows a lot, you're basically being really courageous and really gutsy and authentic in the sense that you're like, look, I want to actually, I'm kind of obviously distancing myself. I really want to be in my body and I really want to feel it and I really want it to be real so that, you know, a lot of people are like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to admit that I'm never going to see him again. It's fucking tough. Right. But you're being so brave, are you not? Like being like, right, you know, I want to actually know that it's real. And I'm not going to see him again. So I'm just really curious, aside from you just being super courageous and gutsy, what is important about you realizing that you're not going to see him again and it being real? What will that give you? Why? Why do that?
I think that will give me like, you know, I think that's going to be good for my healing, like my personal like development of, I feel like right now I'm just going through different stages of grief, or even not, like I'm just trying to power through. I feel like once I accept that and it's real, then I'll be able to process, to like get whatever's going on like out, because I know it's in there. I want to get it out.
All right. So what's important about you getting it out and processing things? Why do that for yourself?
Oh, because I want to evolve.
You want to evolve. And how come why do you want to evolve?
Oh, because I love it. I feel like it's my like top value. I think it's so interesting. That's right. I'm like so curious, like who's under here.
And so think about this. You might not have realized that when you look at that house, that little thing, right? Just that little thing. If you don't do it, you're taking away your ability to evolve.
Yeah.
Although instead, you could just realize that you can evolve and just make a start. Noticing how good you'll feel, when it's when it's done, the eyes, and you're evolving. It's your highest value.
Yeah.
So when you look at, think about it now, the problem, what happens now?
It feels like my perception on it has changed a bit, that like it doesn't seem like it, I feel more like expansive in going and doing that than like it just being like I'm so resistant, or like I'm trying to control things. It's like, let's go finish the house.
Right, good. So you're right, it's like, let's just go finish the house. You're like, and then think about the house and notice what happens now.
Yeah, that house, when I did that, the house was like not even mine.
Not even yours, right? It's not even yours. Because all it really is, well, if you don't, then you're just stopping yourself evolving. But if you do, you get to evolve, and that's your highest value. And it's just like, house now and notice what happens.
It does seem like better. It's better.
How so?
It feels like a different energy. It feels like a lighter energy. It feels like, because like even when you say like evolving, if there's also like the financial component of getting the house, which has caused a lot of guilt and
so
I guess
what's not guilty about evolving?
What's not guilty about evolving?
That's good.
What's not guilty?
When you think about that I take it that you'll, when you sell the house, you'll get some money for the house.
Yeah.
So what's not guilty about evolving when you think of that?
Like nothing, I suppose.
Oh, nothing. So when it's just so when it's nothing, and you just think about, inheriting that money.
Yeah.
I mean, I take it your dad wouldn't want to, you to inherit the money, would he, and evolve?
I feel like unconsciously he would. I feel like unconsciously he, like his higher self would. He took me out of the well. So it's like, did he? Maybe his conscious mind, his ego, like persona that he had, didn't want me to have that. But I think his deeper self probably would.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. So it maybe sounds like there was some, maybe some issues and stuff if we took you out the will, right? But if you think about it, I mean, all the great spiritual teachers, and probably most people kind of agree, is that all error, all things that people do that maybe isn't their higher self or their deeper self, is due to not knowing.
Right.
You just don't know, because if you do know, you just don't do it. I mean, we could think about times ourselves where I've done a lot of stupid crap, right? And then I know later, I'm like, I'd never do that again.
Yeah.
So I think, it sounds like you're right.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's not judging you taking that money and evolving?
That still even feels like icky.
Yeah, what's that? What's that?
Oh, it just feels icky that like my dad died and now I get money. Like, ew. I just
So
feel
here's
so
the thing.
nasty.
Here's the thing. Just to really consider now, Emily, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you could sell the house
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not sell the
Yeah.
house.
Yes. Yeah. But no. Like, but no.
But I mean, really consider this. You could not sell the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So how not icky is it feeling now when you say yes and you mean it?
Yeah. Yeah. It feels less icky.
How do you know it's getting less icky now?
Because I don't feel it in my like whole body, like my throat and my heart.
So where are you not feeling it?
I'm not feeling it in my hands.
Your hands, right? And your hands are what really get stuff done, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I wonder what your hands have to teach you about not feeling icky, because they obviously know something.
Yeah, I feel like my hands, I don't know, they just feel so light right now.
They feel so light. So as you consider your hands are feeling light and you notice that ickiness over there and you're here, what happens now?
I'm just like, that's separate.
That's separate, right? Yeah, that's separate, you know? And so when it's
Yeah.
separate, what happens now?
I don't really feel like identified with it, or like I feel like I'm not on the same, like it just feels a different frequency, like I'm not resonating with the ickiness.
It was kind of a different frequency, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, kind of a different and what's your frequency? You're just kind of feeling light and bright
Yeah.
and expansive and yeah, oh, I love this. I feel like I'm doing like a dance routine. You're teaching me a dance routine. I'm just doing a different. Okay.
I love this.
So you're kind of like this, right? And just think about that ickiness and notice, has it gone further away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's over in that other neighbor.
Oh, in the other neighbors.
Yeah, I put in the other neighbors.
Man, you're not going to be a popular, neighbor. Like, what's this? This isn't mine. Harold, did you bring this in the house? Did you bring this ickiness in the house? It wasn't me, John.
Yes.
Who's this girl? As you're feeling what you're feeling, just notice, think about the problem, and notice what happens now.
Yeah, it feels less dense.
And if something's less dense, what is it more of?
Like expansive. It feels like it's less dense. It's more like spacious. It's more
spacious, and you'll see there's themes here, right? Spacious, expansive, right? So it's more spacious and expansive, and you know what that's like, don't you? You're spacious, and that's good, and you know what it's like in your body as well, right? Expansive, that's it. And you just think about that problem now, and notice what happens. I mean, what's happened to the resistance now? Where is it?
It feels less. Yeah, just
feels less. Do you think it's going to continue to get less? That resistance is going to get less and less and less as you get more expansive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that resistance was kind of expensive, wasn't it?
Expensive on my mental health and my physical health. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of expensive, wasn't it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, really consider that. I mean, that resistance was kind of expensive, was it not?
The resistance was expensive. I suppose so.
Yeah. I mean, it's costing you a lot, is it not?
Yes.
No, or not.
I'm like, maybe I feel like we could go in different ways with like how, like if we, how we want to like relate expensive, like if it's like with my reality, or if it's like, you know, if I didn't actually do anything with the house or whatever, that would be expensive comparatively to what it could be. So there's different
Yeah,
ways.
so it sounds like there's lots of different ways it's expensive and costing
Yes.
if we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's different ways we could go. So it's kind of expensive, that resistance.
Yes. Yeah.
And as you consider that, what's happening to the resistance now? Yeah, what's that?
Not worth it.
Oh, it's not worth it, right? So are you resisting it not being worth it?
No.
Oh, you're not. So what are you doing?
Allowing and receiving.
Right? Are you sure?
I
Hmm.
feel like the receiving was maybe the allowing felt authentic. The receiving felt a little much. Maybe like allowing and accepting feels more authentic.
Allowing, accepting, right? And so, you know, so how can it not be costing you when you're allowing and you're accepting?
How could it not be costing me? Can you repeat it?
Yeah. How could it not be costing you when you're allowing and you're accepting now? That's right.
Well, that I would be receiving it.
Right? Oh, how does receiving feel now?
Fine, good.
Oh, wow. What happened? Did you allow and accept that you can receive?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool, wasn't it? Do you even know what happened?
No, I have no idea.
Perfect. Good. Who knows? Someone can listen to our conversation. Like, what the hell? That guy's asking weird questions, and that girl seems to be getting it after a while.
Yeah.
They're both laughing, and nothing's particularly funny from what I'm doing, but they seem to be having a right old laugh and doing some dances.
Really?
What you're feeling, you know, can you just be receiving that right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like
you're just being nice to me, aren't you? You're like, poor Rich, he's struggling here.
No, I feel like there's a container, and then it's just like there's like energy, like, you know, the field, and it's just kind of like going into the container, or more flowy in the container, not like resistant. If that makes sense, any sense to you.
So
That's just how.
Yeah. So how does that feel?
It feels much better. I feel like I'm like repeating myself. It feels more spacious.
This will happen a lot. This will happen a lot. It means you're on the right track. It is a good
cool.
Good sign. There'll be themes. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm like, I don't know if I just keep repeating the same words, but yeah, it feels more spacious.
There you go.
In my reality.
So it feels more spacious, right?
Yeah.
It feels more spacious. I'm just curious, how are you feeling about starting the YouTube channel now?
The YouTube feels less like of a like, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like there. Like, I don't feel like motivated to do it, but I'm not resistant to doing it. Like, it just kind of feels like there.
Yeah, it's just kind of there. Now, here's the thing. Your dad died. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
It's okay.
It's okay if you don't post YouTube.
I know.
You know, if you're at work, you know, and you ring and you go, so I've got some process, and is it okay if I take some time off? They're not gonna be like, no, God damn it, Emily. Stop making excuses. As you're feeling what you're feeling, just think about, you know, the problem and notice what happens now.
Yeah, it does. It feels like, okay, chill.
Just chill. Hey Emily, just chill. Just chill. So when you're feeling just chill and you just look at that YouTube channel, it's just there. Something you can do or not do, but it's just there, you know?
Yeah.
You know? And there may be some other resistance around it, perhaps, you know, maybe like there was before. But that's kind of not, you know, a lot of people have some resistance about starting a YouTube channel, you know. But knowing that you can resolve that resistance at some point. But maybe you want to focus on And I don't know here, I'm just throwing out ideas. You only take what suggestions you want. Maybe you want to just focus on this kind of little thing here. You can just resolve that first. Or
Yeah.
not, but you know, just a thought.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like what I want to do, but yeah, was feeling like I should be doing more.
Yeah. So you should be doing more, as in doing the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, and like scaling my business and like
okay. So you were thinking about all the other things you were supposed to be doing whilst dealing with a life-changing situation. It's kind of like there's a tsunami coming, right? And I'm like, everyone's like, run, run. I'm not like, I've got my taxes to finish. I'm just gonna quickly do my taxes. I have 5 minutes before it comes. I'll do it in 4.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that, just notice your problem and notice what happens, you know?
Yeah. They just feel like, okay, maybe they can wait.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if you don't scale your business now?
Like nothing.
So nothing's gonna happen. So you could scale your business or not.
Yeah.
Because also, here's the thing, in the new way you're thinking about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not that you should, it's that you could scale your business. And if you needed to, you would probably do that, even whilst dealing with the stuff with your dad.
Yeah.
And of course, there's lots of things. You know, I've got a little, Jade and I've got a little baby girl. I've actually chosen not really to scale my business.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's okay if I have the odd thought, oh, maybe I should do it. Or it's more like, I want to do this. I'm like, no. I'm just thinking what's important right now. And when you really consider the rest of your life, you know, so that's it. Good. Yeah. Good. What happened there?
Oh, it's just, I always think of that, you know, like, you know, there's so much, like, enjoy like the process, and things come up and you just flow through, like, you know, I think I get caught up in the outcome instead of the process.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So really think about this. Unlike how you've been before, how can you be enjoying the process whilst processing?
Yeah. I think like enjoying the process would be being present. Like, not like being more grounded in my body rather than in my head, thinking of all the different things, rather than like being present and being like, oh, well, look around me, there's my cutest dog ever right there, like, I'm so grateful, or like, you know, like things like that, and enjoying like each moment, because it seems like just the internal trend is, you know, projecting it on the external, thinking something's wrong with going out there. It's like, now there's, you know, there's just reworking to do internal. The external, you know, nothing actually to do with it.
And also, to the extent that you're evolving and just, you know, getting closure, probably the closer you'll be to doing an even better job on the external, will you not?
Yeah.
And a pretty amazing story to tell.
Yeah.
So really, you know, when you think about, you know, that little house there, you know, really it's about, you know, if you don't do it, I mean, you don't have to, but really it's that if you do, you're taking away your ability to get closure and evolve. To get closure and evolve. And just notice how that feels.
Yeah. It definitely changes the meaning.
And then you, instead of having that feeling, if you want to do it, that is, you can instead begin to evolve, and you can have the and, you know?
Yeah.
And then notice how that feels. I mean, how you know, how would you not choose, you know, and evolving? It's the highest value.
Yeah. No, it feels exciting.
It feels, so you're saying, so as, you know what it's like when you feel excited.
Yeah.
And you know what it feels like in your body, do you not? When you feel excited.
Yeah.
You know? And then you look at that little house, you know, There's a house, and all that money maybe that can also help you evolve in different ways, you know. And you look at that little house, and if you don't do it, well, you're taking away evolving.
Right. Yeah.
Or instead, you can just move towards this feeling and evolve towards this, and get spacious and expand, and really get closure, so you can process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really helpful, actually. And even just the resistance towards that too is really helpful.
The resistance
Like
towards,
like just thinking like, okay, I have this week, I have like another week in Toronto, and then I go back to do the house stuff next week. But it's like within this week, it's like, do business stuff. But now with that perspective, it kind of feels like, okay, you know, like just relax, like keep your clients going that you have, and chill. And then it just feels more like expansive.
Good. That was great. That was great. And what's important about you know, when you were thinking about expanding the business, you know, what was important about that for you?
Like, why do I want to expand it? Yeah. Just because I know what it's like to be feeling, like I just want to like help. Like I just feel like a lot of people need help and clarity. People have done that with me, and if I can give back in any sort of way, like it just feels like I just want to like, I just feel a need to like express that or be of service in that way.
Okay, right. And what's important about that for you, being of service and helping others?
Just I feel like if I've gone through specific things, that I could share my experiences, and even for people who haven't who are unaware of sort of the unconscious stuff, and if I can have a solution and help them, I feel like, I don't know, I just think everything happens for a reason. So if I've gone through something that could help someone else, it's my duty in a way. Like
if you've gone through something that can help someone else, right?
Yeah.
Really think about that. I mean, you're not thinking about when you know you're gonna, you know, that house, you know, and you're gonna get. I mean, you're not thinking about how much you're evolving through that process, so you can really get closure, so that you can help all those other people that are struggling with that now, aren't you? Oh, you are?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just another thing that I'm like, well, since this happened, this is another thing that I could like, you know, empathize with someone going through and be able to be of service with. So yeah, I felt like, oh,
and so you're thinking about that now when you're looking at the house?
Yeah.
So what happens when you're doing that? Because you don't like evolving, do you? So, you know, when you're looking at that house, you're not thinking about how much you're going to be evolving. When you work through this whole thing and you just get closure and you process to the extent that you can really help yourself and everyone else that needs your help.
Yeah, it definitely feels better.
And is there not, I mean, you're not thinking about, you know, when you look at that house, you're not thinking about all the young women and men, you know, who are going through a similar experience to you that's pretty unique, you know, for their father to die at their age. You're not thinking about all the people that really don't have many people to help them because it's more of a unique issue. And then if you couple that with people that have the ability to get through that issue and not to ruin them, actually expand and evolve, some unique person that's that age, that's had one of their parents die, and they're in the industry where they're going to help people. I mean, you're not thinking about how unique a situation this is when you're looking at that house, aren't you? And all the people you can help. Now you are. So when you're all the people you're going to help that really going to struggle to find somebody, and also let alone that it's going to be a pretty good niche that you can add on, right? If you wanted to, and people are just going to be drawn to you. I mean, what happens when you're thinking about all that and how much you're going to evolve and expand and how many people you're going to help and the weight of which you're going to help people? You know what it's like. I mean, I can see. You know? I mean, what happens when you're thinking about all that and you're just thinking this tiny little house?
It feels like relatively, like the benefits outweigh tentative like setback.
Yeah.
Like there's a big,
sorry, go on.
Sorry, just like that, the fair exchange in it. Like I'm receiving a lot for what I'm putting in.
And I want to check, how do you feel about receiving? I mean, are you allowing and accepting it? That's good.
Yes.
Ah, how do you know?
It just feels
That's
different.
good.
That the benefits going to feel, or like that the implication of that will mean greater growth for myself and others.
So, you know, when you look at that house, you know, there's the YouTube channel, it's there, you know, it's not going anywhere. They're doing pretty well. It'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
And so it's there, and it's not that you should, it's just that you could. It's and you're not thinking about how it's just an option to even share what's going on now, aren't you?
What's the last bit?
Yeah, I mean, just think about it, just as a throwaway, you know, just as a thought, just throw in the end, you can catch it if you want. But you know, the YouTube's there.
Yep.
And it's just a way of serving and helping. I mean, you're not thinking about how you could even share your current experience now, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sure. And what happens when you do?
It feels like useful. It feels like more like authentic.
That's good.
You know.
That's good. I mean, so you can see the benefit of being authentic and it being a service to you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yes.
so now you're just looking at the YouTube and it's there and it's just a service to you and it could be a benefit if you want it.
Yeah.
And you're not, you know, you're not thinking about all the other things in the world that are just there, and that's good. And they can just be of service to you now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's a bit like you're here and there's a lot of other clients out there that could use your services, but there's a lot that maybe don't need it. And they're not stressing going, oh my God, Emily's there. I need to, it's just you offer your service.
Yeah.
Contact them, but you offer your service. And if they want to take it, they can.
Yeah.
You know? So it's in the same way when you look at YouTube, it's just there and it's just a possibility that you could use if you want. You know?
Yeah.
Even if it's just to share, just to do on the video, just for you to help process, right? Just have a good old cry in front of the camera or laugh about it afterwards and watch yourself doing it and, you know, get some dissociation going on, watching yourself doing a video about sharing about your feelings about what's been going on, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not thinking about all those possibilities now, aren't you?
Yeah, no, that probably would be helpful to document the process.
Yeah. Now, again, there's not a should, there's just a could.
Yeah.
Because that's what this really is about. I'm just yabbing on for a long time and I'm just giving you lots of options.
Right.
I'm allowing you to have options that you can consider because it's really about you. It's not about what I think. You know what's best for you in your situation with your dad, with YouTube, with your business. Okay. So now you have, I mean, do you not feel like you have more options now?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. How do you know?
I don't know. It just feels less like dogmatic in my brain, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. It feels like more like.
What is it feeling more?
Like optional, if that makes sense. Like there's more options, or there's more like a file. It's not like a should, need to, you know, like all of those sort of like vernacular.
So it's just like a file that you can open if you want to.
Yeah.
And you know files, they're on your server, right?
Yes.
They're a server.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting, you know, like a server just there for you.
Yeah.
It's like if you're at a restaurant, you can just decide what you want to order.
Right.
You know? And there's lots of options.
Yeah, that is true.
And you don't have to pick anything on the menu. You can decide what you want.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true, right? And so as you're thinking about that and you notice the problem, what happens now?
More so that I can just create whatever I want to do.
Oh, you can just create what you want to do. Is that all?
Yeah. So that's cool. Just like, more like independent or more like in my own frame.
Yeah, because that's important, isn't it? It's creating your own frame, because this is your story. And you know, it's a movie, and sometimes it can be a movie you're watching, or sometimes you can really step into it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can be objective, and sometimes you can really be in your body.
And
you know, your unconscious mind knows how to do that.
Cool. Thank you, unconscious mind.
Well, this is the thing. So funny. It's always protecting you. always. Yeah. Even when you have a problem, it's trying to protect you. So what's happened to that judgment now?
It's very light. It's like it's chill. Like I don't
Oh, it's light judgment. It's like chill light judgment. It's like,
yes.
Hey Emily, you're doing really well. You know, it's that kind of judgment. Hey Emily, you're really processing this thing. Is it that kind of judgment, right? Or are you not, you're not hearing that now, aren't you?
Now I am.
I mean, really try not to hear that kind of, because that's a judgment, isn't it? It's like, you're great.
Yeah.
You're a wonderful person. I mean, try not to hear that, whether it's your voice or my voice or someone else's voice. Being like, you're doing really well. You know, the lights go away. Man, just chill out. Just relax. You know? Just deal with this.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're not hearing that now, aren't you?
I definitely am.
Try not to hear it and notice if it gets louder.
It's really loud.
Now, you don't have to know how to, but your unconscious mind can know just the right volume, because sometimes quiet can be just as important, you know? And then other times it can be loud and energetic, you know, doing really well, keep going, you're doing amazing, all sorts of different things. And then just chill, you know, because sometimes the tone, it just says more than the words, you know? So there's some options, it's optional there, different options that your unconscious mind can give you. Because you're also very good with your voice, you're very expressive, very expansive. So, well, that's going to be your voice anyway. You can use different things. Cool. So you know, you look at the house, and what happens now?
It's just there.
It's just there. And what are you?
Expensive. Yeah, it definitely feels different for sure.
Yeah. How so? How does it feel different?
It feels like a small issue.
Yeah.
Like and like more like animated. I don't know if that makes sense.
Very good. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
It feels just more like animated and small rather than being like I'm so like connected with it. It's just like, oh, like that's kind of weird over there.
Yeah, right. And I wonder if, you know, while that's animated down there, and it's disconnected, I guess when the time's right, you can really start to connect to what's real and authentic.
Yeah.
And that could be over periods of time, like moments like this. So you can just feel a bit lighter and you can process things. Or it could be, you know, once it's done.
Right. Yeah.
And your unconscious mind knows the best time for that.
Wow.
You know? So, you know, you look at that house and, well, if you don't do it, I mean, you don't have to, right? But if you want to, I mean, if you don't, well, you're just taking away your ability to evolve. And you know, so instead, you know, you can just be animated and moving towards feeling, you know, and done, you know, and helping and serving, you know.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, super helpful.
Yeah, good. How are you feeling about the problem, that little problem now?
I'm feeling good about it. I'm just feeling chill.
Feeling chill. I mean, let me ask you this, and I'm going to check. We're going to fully check here. Okay, so I want to try and get you to fail. I want you've installed a new strategy. Okay, unconscious, and it's unconscious now. I want to see if I can trip it up and fail it now, because I want you to fail here with me, us together, and we'll iron out the creases, rather than you fail out there. Okay. So I mean, really, it's not a problem anymore. You're just feeling chill?
Yeah, it feels chill.
Isn't that
I'm like,
weird? Isn't that weird? So how are you feeling about the YouTube channel?
I don't know. When I think about the YouTube channel, I just see like the logo and it's just there.
I mean, it is just there, isn't it? The logo.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't feel emotionalized with it.
But don't you have to do it? Don't you have to be expanding the business now? There's
No.
no time left. You have to do it now. You've only got a week.
No, Richard.
Okay. Blimey, you sound pretty confident about that. Chill. Just chill, man. Are you sure it's just there, the YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube's just chilling.
Just chilling, right? I mean, we both like YouTube, and that's often why I like to use it to expand and get spacious, but I like it just to chill as well, right?
Yeah.
So, when you look at that YouTube, symbol, you're not thinking about all the other ways you like to use it now, aren't you? So you have options.
Yeah. I am, but I'm not really thinking about using it other than potentially going on it and doing some meditations and stuff.
There we go, right? And then you can just be chill.
Yeah.
That's right. And so when you look at that house, I mean, you're stressing about the house, right? You need to sell the house, but you're kind of feeling guilty about it, about receiving money.
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
No, like I'm not right now.
You are, aren't you? You just change your answer just to I don't want to upset Rich,
No, I feel like I feel pretty like chill about it. I honestly at this moment can't really connect with it.
That's right.
That makes sense. I'm just yeah.
And when you're not connecting with it, how's your body feeling when you're connecting with that?
Good.
That was a good answer. Good.
Yeah.
How so? Yeah, good.
Yeah. It feels again, it feels more spacious. It just feels more there's more room.
There's more room, right? And that's important, isn't it? Always, but especially with situations like this, that there's more room.
Yeah.
That's good. But I mean, well, think about this. So, you're okay in here, right, with me.
Yeah.
But think about, I don't know, the next time you might look at dealing with the house. When might that be? Where might you be?
When will I have to deal with the house again?
Yeah, when will you go, okay, I'm going to kind of sort the house out now. I'm going to start.
Well, I do know that I have a text that's awaiting me from the potential executor. So potentially after, but going home to it would be next week.
Okay. Well, first off, so there's a text that's waiting for you, right?
Yeah.
Waiting to serve you.
Yes.
And help you.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that WhatsApp or is it a normal text message?
Normal text.
Normal text. So you think about that normal text, and what happens now?
I'm honestly just I can deal with it tomorrow. I don't want to deal with it tonight. Or just I just don't want to even get into it tonight.
Yeah. How come?
I
would say it's a smart decision, but
yeah, I just think it's it's almost close to bed and might as well just journal or something. I don't know, I just don't feel there's no really reason other than I can just do it tomorrow. I don't really need to
you can just do it tomorrow. Like a lot of things, after a therapy hypno kind of coaching session as well, you wouldn't necessarily do a lot of things. So it's a good idea. So if you think about doing it tomorrow, what happens now?
I'm just whatever, let's just go through the motions.
Right? Just go through the motions. Like an animation, right? It's just frame to frame. Next thing, it's just moving. And you can just take one frame at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure though? So you can just go with the motions?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Really check. Really? You sure? You can just, you see that text message, just the next frame in the animation, and you just, you know, it's just out there. It's just
yeah, definitely with the text, it's chill.
It's just chill. And the thing is, you're good at making movies, right? Now, sometimes it's probably not the most beneficial thing, but you have a skill of making things into a movie. So you can see it, you know, each thing you do with the house, you can just see it. You know, notice what it's like when you just see it as an animation or movie. So you're just disconnected from it. And it's just the next thing. So, you know, to make a movie, you don't have to know the ending, and you don't have to, you know, do the whole thing in one go. Otherwise, every director would go mad. You know, okay, storyboard, next bit. So just notice what it's like when you just have one next frame. That's it. What's that like? You just see the text.
It's just like there. It's like pretty, like, I'm not like emotional with it.
It's just there, and you're just spacious, expansive.
Yeah.
And you're evolving.
Yes.
Right. So you're not seeing yourself send the message and communicate, are you now?
No, I'm probably just gonna ignore it. Or just like,
I mean, as we sit here thinking about tomorrow, I mean, you're not seeing yourself do it now, are you?
Oh, doing it tomorrow? Yeah, I can see myself sitting on the couch replying.
And so as you see yourself, how are you looking as you're doing it?
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling, right? I mean, you're not thinking about how good it is that you can just send a text message and how easy that is compared to back in the day, right?
Yeah.
You're just chilling. You're just chilling. Then what might be the next thing? What might be the next frame after that with the house? You said maybe when you go home?
Yeah, that would be going home, and my brother's coming from BC, so we're gonna go home for a week and get everything done for photos. So that will be the week after. And
Is this photos for the house? Or
yeah,
okay. So you're gonna go home, your brother, and then take photos of the house.
Yeah, like get it like done up, and then so someone comes and takes photos for like putting them online.
Okay. So just you know, imagine that, you know, you're there, you're in the house, you're outside the house, what's happening? So you're about to sort that. Where are you?
We can be outside looking at the abundance of wild plants and trees everywhere.
I think you spun that nicely, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's this abundance of wildlife, wildflowers. Here we are, looking. David Attenborough. You ever watch David Attenborough? I don't know if that's just an English thing.
Yeah, I don't think, like, I feel like I know, but like I don't.
Yeah. Okay, you won't get the impression. I'll send it to YouTube. So there you look at I won't do the voice. You're looking at the abundance of the wildlife. And are you with your brother or not?
Yeah, I'll be with my brother.
You're with your brother, and you're looking at all. And, you know, you're gonna whatever, clear it out, get the photos, get it ready for the photos. How are you feeling now?
Feeling like, let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Right, let's get it done. You know, and you know when you're looking at it, I mean, you know what you're getting done.
Yeah.
Evolving.
True. Yes. Yeah. One step closer. Yeah.
And being able to serve and help others.
Yeah. I love that. I love that reframe.
Yeah, that's good, right? And as well, you really are giving yourself closure.
Yeah.
So as you're looking at that house, I mean, why would you not want to give yourself closure and help and serve?
Yeah. No, it definitely feels better.
Yeah. How so?
It feels less sad.
And if it's less, so what's everything that feels better that's not less sad?
It feels like more of a like it feels like more of a gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know, you wanted to be in the present, didn't you?
I wanted to be in the present.
Yeah, you said, you know, when I'm really in the present, you know?
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, you just get to look at your present.
Yeah, I do. That's awesome.
You really need to look at the present.
Yeah.
Because YouTube
awesome.
and all that other stuff, you know,
yeah.
well, that'll be later, but it's there. If you want, you know, some food, you can ask, you know,
a
server. But really, it's about, you know, looking at the present.
Yeah.
With your
That's
brother.
nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And when you really look at the present, you can realize that in the future, I mean, only then you're I can't talk. You're evolving.
Yeah.
The present.
Yeah. That is nice.
It's good.
So nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So think of another thing. Maybe we're just conditioning it in now. Okay, so really solid. So if you think about another thing to do with the house, what might that be?
In regards to the house?
Yeah, you know, that little animated thing.
Or thing.
Anything else that would have kind of made you go before, or guilt or judgment? Or sometimes people just can't think of the things anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So either they just can't think of anymore because the unconscious mind has generalized their learnings on a deeper level.
Okay.
Completely. So sometimes it's just like they're like, oh, I can't. Had this client, you know, she had anxiety, and I was like, so think about the thing that used to make you more anxious. You know?
Yeah.
Had this weird look on her face.
Like, I don't know.
Like searching with her eyes and her brain. She's like, I can't. So weird. That's so. I was like, really try. Yeah. Sometimes that can happen. And I said, think about something in the future now and notice what happens. Because she didn't have any reference point from the past, well, that's our programming. Right. So she couldn't think of anything in the future because there's nothing to reference.
Cool.
Right? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know to the extent that you're going to go so far in the future, having had closure, and you're like, only now looking at that house and being present.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now when you're looking at the present?
Expansive.
Expansive, and you can receive that, can't you? The present.
Yeah.
Good. So just think about it. You know, it hasn't really changed, has it? You've just been nice to me.
No, it's been so cool. That's so cool.
Right? Well, hang on.
Yeah.
We did it. And I'm not just saying that. You're a fantastic client and trance subject as well. You have a very good unconscious mind, and you have loads of great.
What do you mean by that? Like, am I suggestible?
So for one, yes, and suggestible, but in a sense of taking your own suggestions, basically.
Oh, right.
So you're taking things that help you, because why would you not do that?
Right. Okay.
If you think about that, if people are like, oh, well, you're suggestible, but it's that you're really taking on things that work for you.
Right. Okay.
Right. And I'm just giving back predominantly what you're either giving me unconsciously, or maybe there might be something that I can see is missing, and I'll just suggest it. And and a lot of people will have they won't go with it as much.
Okay.
And that's just that's going to cost them. Basically, it's just a challenge for them. Yeah.
You know who you would love, and I'll tell but you would love my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He'd be the best person. I'll suggest it.
Is he very expressive? Is he?
Oh yeah, like he's good. Like we actually went to a hypnotist show. I'll just share this. We actually went to a hypnotist show. We both went up.
Yeah.
There was like no one like got hypnotized. Like I went up and like he tapped my shoulder and I had to go back. Like kind of, I was a bit, but it was 3 people who stayed up and he was like up there just like, so he's just so, I feel open and like suggestible. Yeah. He's just like, I don't know. Like would believe anything. Like, yeah.
I'd love to work with him. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I'll definitely tell him. I feel like you guys would do some cool work.
Perfect. Great. Okay, we'll set that up. So coming to the end now. You're in a good place, I think. I just want to test it last few little bits. And if you want to, at some point, you can just go, Rich, I've got it. Okay. Okay? That's normally where I'm going. So, you think about the problem. what happens now?
It's just kind of there, but now it kind of seems like it's in a magazine.
That's what I mean by you got a good unconscious mind. Is
Oh,
it's
okay,
very
okay.
creative, it's fantastic. It just comes up with
Okay.
cool things. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So it feels like it's just, in a magazine.
Yeah.
And so you can really just turn the page, can you not, when you're ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get to decide that because your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, your hands are ready, and they're ready when they're ready to turn the page.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, you have to finish the other page first.
Right. Yeah.
It's quite hard to read 2 pages at once if it's a really significant page.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you think about the problem now that you came with today,
Yeah.
is there anything else you need from me, or does it feel complete? Just that problem. Obviously, there's other things that will come up as
Yeah.
life.
It definitely feels complete. Definitely, like, I know what you were saying before. Like, it's like, oh, I can't really think of anything else like related to it. Like, I can, yeah, it's just there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That was good. And that's what I'm looking for. Good. So here's the thing. Like all problems are personal. So really that, you haven't got a problem as such, you just got a house to sell. Or you could not, right? And
Yeah.
it's about something to do and a challenge, but it's not a problem anymore. It's just something, and yes, there'll be people you have to talk to, there'll be sometimes you have to wait for certain things, it will take some time, it will take some energy, but it's just something that you want to do, or not want to do. I think that's the shift. And same with YouTube, it's there. Do it, you can do it. It's something,
Right.
it will take effort, it will take energy. Start a YouTube channel. That's just how it is. Like if you want to climb a mountain, it's going to take energy and effort, or you could just not climb the mountain if you don't want the view.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at, and that's what the work's about. It's about just taking away what we think is a problem. So it's just things we can choose to do or not to do.
Cool. Yeah, I love that.
Great. Okay, so it's important. Here comes my ramble. So it's important,
Okay.
and you really don't have to listen to this, and you can take it down a deeper level if you want it. You can just zone out completely as I'm talking so quickly you can't even keep up a track what I'm saying, and I don't even have time to take a breath. But the most important thing is that really you can remember to forget and forget to remember what you don't need to. Because think about it, it's been so many times, like this session, like as I'm talking now, you might have even forgotten what I was saying about a minute ago. What was Rich saying a minute ago? I can't even remember. And you're nodding and your unconscious mind is agreeing with that. So you really can forget to remember things and remember to forget things from this session that just aren't important. To the extent that you forget them, and it actually helps you and helps those patterns solidify more deeply inside you so that you can just consciously be out in the world noticing, oh, wow, I've changed. So I wonder what you'll notice when you're out and about and you just see that house or think about that house and you just go, oh, whoa, I've changed. Or even you might even doubt that you've changed. And I even want you to even doubt that you've changed. And notice that in the future, when you doubt you've changed, it will just be a reminder of all the things we've learned today unconsciously. And it will just suddenly kick in and you'll go, wow, even when I'm doubting, I feel different and I feel expansive. And so you've forgotten things before, right? I mean, you've gone into a room just like I've gone into a room and you've just gone, especially when someone's interrupting, you're like, and the more you try and remember it, almost the more you can't remember. And in the same way, if you try and remember this session or even try and talk about it with someone, the actual minutiae of it, you'll kind of, if your unconscious mind wants to, it'll block you. And that'll be a sign for you just to go, oh, okay, I'll do something else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's about it.
Cool. This was awesome. I loved this. I think this is so useful, and it's definitely been like just weighing on my consciousness, and I feel so much better. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Honestly, such a laugh doing it with you.